Today, we are going to start with one of the most important trait apart from talent is focus. Now, when I say focus, focus is like a GPS of your talent. And I'm sure you all use GPS because today we belong to a world where GPS is something that is very important for all of us and we use it. So, what if you practically follow a blue line with an arrow? You are so secure. You feel like everything is falling in place, isn't it? You know exactly how long it will take. You are very relaxed. You don't have to worry anything. Just follow the blue line with the arrow, and you don't have to worry about any traffic anymore. Same thing. So focus. What happens is it's like a GPS or talent. If you have a talent, but if you don't have focus, you know what it means? It's like a jumping horse moving nowhere. Just visualize a horse jumping, creating a lot of energy. It wastes a lot of energy, as a matter of fact. You will waste a lot of energy. It's like trying to do many things and accomplishing not much. That's what it means when you don't have focus. Second thing, I would like to tell you 5 facts of focus. Now, when I say facts of focus, what does it mean? One secret I'm giving you right now, do not tell it to anybody, okay? It's between you and me. The secret is, listen carefully, the secret is, focus is not automatic. Now, why I say secret? The reason it is a secret is because majority of them believe that focus is a God-gifted thing. So if they don't get focused, they start believing that God has not gifted him. It's a God-gifted trait. And if they don't get it, they think somebody who is having focus, they are God-gifted. So let me tell you, with my personal experience of more than 10 years mentoring people and coaching them to success, all of them face the same struggle. Nobody is having focus. Focus is something which has to be inculcated on a daily basis in your life, otherwise focus is not going to come. The first secret is focus is not natural. Focus is the point. So we live in a culture today where we want to do multiple things, isn't it? And what happens out of it? We don't get anything out of it. And it's like a world where we do not know what we want, but we are willing to go through hell to get it. That's, isn't it, tragedy today's world? We are really working hard, we do a lot of things and we do not know what we want at the end of the day. And it's happening with most of us. Rather, I would say like this, one well-cultivated talent, deepened and enlarged is 1,000 times better than 100 talents. That's what I can tell you. Another aspect, another fact of focus. If you can get focus, you will get a lot of energy. Why? Because doing one thing always creates more energy. If you lack focus, you'll be all over the places. And if you're all over the places, you don't justify to one particular place. That's very, very important. So, attempting everything, like attempting nothing, both sucks out your energy. Very, very important. So, we have covered 2 aspects till now. First secret is, focus is not natural, you have to inculcate. Okay? So, nothing to worry. If you don't have focus, congratulations, welcome home. Nobody has it. It is something which we can practice, which can be inculcated in you. So, don't worry about it. Second thing we said, focus increases your energy. It's like, if you lack focus, you'll be all across the place, so no energy. And second thing is attempting everything, like attempting nothing, sucks out your energy. Third thing, most important facts of focus. Focus lifts you. Now let me give you an example. If you prepare for IIT, do you have to prepare for IIT anymore? It means, if you shoot for the sky, it cannot happen that you have not been impacted by the effort. And most important, the world stands aside and let the person go who is clear about where you want to go. Because the world has no clarity. Very few people have those leadership abilities where they are crystal clear of what they want. And if you are clear about what you want, the world is ready to give you standing ovation. Trust on me. Fourth aspect of focus. Focus expands your life. Now let me give a very good example. I purchased my car in 2009, I remember. So until that point, I was in bike. And the whole Bangalore city, I only see bike. And I had no car, so obviously bike was the only thing I was having. In 2009, me and my wife Geetika, we started thinking we should purchase a car. And I'm a nerd in car actually. I have no idea which car is good, which car is bad. So based on few of the colleagues, one of my colleagues in Qualcomm, he was passionate about a car, Hyundai car. He was driving Santro. And he said, Vijay, you should buy i10. Kappa engine is best. So first I had no idea what is i10. So he was the guy who was having knowledge. He was driving car for more than 5 years. And I relied on his talent and he was very good. He was passionate about cars. And he gave me, he was my colleague in Qualcomm. And he said with this, so we finally nailed down to 2 brands. One was i10 and one was, I think, Ritz. That time Ritz was there. So REITs and I-10 were the two brands. So thinking, and we finally, because of the passion of my colleague in Qualcomm, we finalized, okay, we should buy I-10. Then question comes, which color? So first let me tell you the secret of items. The moment we finalize, okay, we are going to buy I-10. The moment we thought, you know what, you will not believe it, what happened suddenly. Suddenly, every signal, I was only seeing I-10. And I was like, oh goodness, where all the I-10 came all of a sudden? I never saw them 6 months back. Then I realized what you focus is what you expands. Things you focus on expands. Then we've nailed down to color. And if you want to be a happy husband, always agree the color which your wife wants. If you want a happy marriage. And my wife was excited about red color car. But there are two red. One is gold, blood red, and one is another red. I don't know what is the maroon red or something like that. Whatever is the color, we finally boil down to the color of something which is a maroon top of color. We finalized it. The moment we finalized, trust me, the only car I was seeing on the street was a red color I-10. That's what is focus works. Focus works like this. If you try to take more things in, actually you will not get everything. You will not get much. It means focus on one thing that will zoom, that will expand. Narrowing your view actually expands your vision. That's what I can say. Most important, the last thing. Focus must be intentionally sustained. So today I relieve you from all the guilt feeling which you have when I don't have focus and all these things. So this is the last thing I want to cover about focus. Focus must be intentionally sustained. Now the word intentionally means it is not natural, isn't it? So just as a light naturally loses its focus, attention and focus also get dispersed if you're not intentional about it. Second thing, what separates a superstar from an average person or average player is more concentrated effort. Third point which I wanted to do is success is the progressive realization of a worthwhile goal. And the last thing I would like to say about focus is anytime you engage in a process that takes time, focus is essential. So this is what I can talk about. Now let me give you some perspective. This is totally now what we covered, 5 facts of focus. Number 1, focus doesn't come naturally. We have covered 2-3 aspects of it. Focus increases your energy. Third thing we covered was focus lifts you up. If you prepare for IIT, NIT comes naturally to you. Focus expands your life. Focus definitely expands your life. That's the first thing you need. Another thing which I can say about is focus must be intentionally sustained. That's another thing we have to cover. Focus must be intentionally sustained. Now, let me talk about how to apply this, because we all talk about it. I'm sure whatever I covered, it's not something new to you. All of you are aware of it. The question is how to apply it. So let me give you a perspective of my life. In 2008, I was working in Qualcomm. I was married for 1 year, and I was actually quite busy. See, there are only 2 sort of people in the world. Either you're busy or you're lazy. There's no such rhyming word, you can remember, okay? Either you're busy or you're lazy. Now, if you're lazy, you would not be in this webinar. So congratulations, you're a busy person for sure. When I say busy, are we busy or are we effective? There's a question mark. So when I say busy, what happened was, a very practical aspect I'll tell you, most of the people who are ambitious and hardworking will not waste their weekend watching television, and they will not waste their weekend observing crickets or other things. What they will do, I'll tell you. If they are typically like that, they are focused to do something. So when I started my career along with it, what I was doing was, I was focused for my work, and along with my work, what I used to do was following things. So let me show you my slide. So what I used to do was, a very interesting thing, I was doing 4 things along with my job. First, in weekend, I used to teach, because teaching was my passion since childhood. When I was in 7th class, I used to teach 2nd class students. Teaching was if you're from a middle class family, what do you expect? You'll always be teaching. So I was teaching. Then another thing was, in Bangalore, everybody talks about this NSE stock market, not much, but I was investing some money in stock also. Third thing, most of us talk about real estate. So I was thinking that I can sell some plot to somebody, something that will make money out of it. Third thing, see how many things we do at a time. And fourth thing, I was also taking some projects and working around it. Now, this is a full recipe of an ordinary person. So I was very busy, I was making money, and I was using my weekend. I was better than those lazy folks who were doing nothing along with the job. So I was doing something. And that is a time, now imagine if you're doing all the things. What is your expectation? Do you think you can succeed in all the 5 things? You cannot. And that is where the second part of this focus comes. How to get focus. So first point about focus is you have to be intentional. Intentional. Make every action count. I'll give you one very interesting story. One of my friends, he's a Bengali guy, and he stays in Kolkata. So he was newly married, and you know what? Marriage always brings two different cultures at the same house. So he was married, and in Bengali they use they eat fish, full fish they'll cut into flaps. Inside they'll take out the bone and they'll eat. I'm not a guy who eats non-veg, so I don't have much taste idea about it. But they really love it. So he got married, and he brought fish of this size, and he wanted to eat the fish in the same fashion the way his mother used to cook. But to his surprise, what he saw was his wife is cutting the fishes into two parts, and he was really getting angry. He was really getting frustrated. Newly married, so he thought it's okay. He ate for 2-3 times, but his desperation was coming up. So one fine day he took the courage. He mustered the courage and asked her, "Why are you cutting this fish like this? Why can't you do it completely?" She said, "No, that's the right time to prepare." He said, "Who told you?" "Yeah, that's the right thing to do." He said, "Who told you?" So she said, "My mom." "Was it? Then can you call your mom? Why is she doing like that?" So they called up their mom. So he called his mother-in-law. Then why do you cut the fish in two pieces? She said, "That's how it has to be cooked." Then he said, "Who told you that?" He said, "My mom told me." That's it. And luckily his mom was also like, he said, "Why don't we do one thing? We call her up. Why don't we call them also?" And then they ended up calling the grandmother. So they asked the grandmother, "Why do you cut the fish in two parts?" They said, "Very simple. My pan size was small." Isn't it? See, many times in our life, we do a lot of things without even knowing what we're doing, just because somebody is doing it, just because we saw doing it. Now see, I was a person who was doing part-time tuition because that's what we saw doing people. I saw it in share market, that's what I saw people doing. Never we ask question, why are we doing it? And trust me, if you're not intentional about it, you will get distracted anywhere. Second thing, have you asked yourself what you need to do? So I remember in 2008, I came across a gentleman who eventually ended up becoming a mentor. His name is Ankur, and he came up and he one day asked, "Vijay, what do you want? Have you thought about it?" And trust me, it is a very difficult question to answer. It's not something you can answer just like that. If I am asking this question first time to you, chances are high you cannot even answer this question. I ask this question every month at least to 20 new people whom I've never met. I ask them, "What do you want? What is your aspiration of life? Why are you in Bangalore or wherever you are? Why do you work? Why are you doing what you're doing?" And I see weird faces. I see like I ask the wrong question to them. Then I realize it is not an easy answer. And same thing happened with me in 2008. Uncle Gupta asked me, "Vijay, what do you want? Why are you in Bangalore? Why are you doing the share market? Why are you doing this part-time project? Why are you doing tuitions?" I said, "Money, is that all?" Then he one day said, "Do one thing, Vijay. I'll give you 1 week of time. Start visualizing what sort of life you want." And trust me, that assignment was quite difficult. Yeah, I could do it in 7 days also. It took me more than a month. And after a month, me and Vitika sat and we decided, let us plan our future. What sort of life we want? At that point in time, I was 30 years of age, and Vitika was 28, and we were quite young, having good career. She's a dentist. And then we sat one day, we wrote down 4 to 5 non-negotiable things in our life. We wrote down one thing for sure. We should not have any financial crunch in our life, irrespective of our age. It means we decided one day, at least we want to create 2 lakh rupee monthly income, which is not dependent upon our physical presence. We wrote down. See, that's why the goal is regarded as write down. So we wrote down this. We want to roam around the world. I don't want to just have a stagnating life. Me and Gitika want to travel the world. Third thing we want, I want to live a luxurious life. I want to ride the best cars. I want to stay in best villas. I do not like these matchboxes of 2 BHK and 3 BHK. Deep within, I mean, if you have no choice, you have to stay. But if somebody asks me write down, then what's harm in writing down? I just let us write down. So we wrote down, I want a luxurious life. I want to live in a villa. And I want to do all this thing. So I want to travel. I want to, lastly we wrote, I want to impact the world. It should not happen that I came and I died and there are only 10 people who are crying. And out of these 10, either they are my children, or they are my spouse, or they are my parents. This is pathetic. I don't want to die just for that. There has to be purpose. And I found I want to do something in which I can impact the world so that at least 1,000 people are better off because I am alive. We wrote it down. Trust me, after writing it down, the next question I asked, if you wrote down these priorities, presently, whatever you are doing, is it taking you there? I said, no. To some extent, yes. But the only answer I am getting is the 2 things I can get out of it. I can have a little luxurious life. But then, what is the definition of luxury? Is it just having money? Now imagine I'm doing part-time project, I'm doing part-time tuition, I'm doing job. Even if I make 3 lakh rupees or 4 lakh rupees per month, tell me one thing, what am I going to do with this money? That money is good for nothing because I cannot use it any time. So answer came, no, Ankur, I'm not getting what I want. So Ankur said, then we need to realign few priorities. That's very important. There's an old saying that you chase 2 rabbits, you get none. Isn't it true? Second thing. Now this is a very interesting quote. You can read it out. It's by Peter Drucker, one of the most wise person of 21st century. He wrote it down very simple. Concentration. Concentration is the key to economic success. Okay, economic results. Now, no other principle of effectiveness is violated as constantly today as the basic principle of concentration. Our motto seems to be, let's do a little bit of everything. That's what Peter Drucker says. And it says all, priorities are very, very important. So I repeat again. So how to bring focus? First thing is be intentional. If you're not intentional, focus will not be there. Second thing, decide your priorities. How do you come to your priorities? Write down what sort of life you want to live. Trust me, if this question you are hearing for the first time, I'm not expecting you that you can answer it today. It may take you 1 month, it may take you 2 months. Based on your priorities is how you decide your life. Then third point, that's only focus will come. Once you set your priority, you know what will happen? Problem will begin. Because now all of a sudden you realize I wrote it down, but how do I get it? It's not possible. And then I found excuses will come around. So what are the excuses? So now see, my life was already jumbled up. I was having job and other 4 5 things to do. Question comes, what do? I have to let go of few things. And then excuses comes, capabilities issue, all other things. So that's where excuses comes. Now it is a very interesting line. Excuses are the assassination of your potential. They kill your potential without your knowledge. And it's a very funny joke I've written now. In the banking company, one person wrote down on his nameplate, the secrecy of my job do not allow me to know what I want to do. Or what am I doing? Now if it's a very logical joke, but if that is what is life, when you do not know what is the purpose of going to office tomorrow, what is the purpose of doing what I'm doing, then imagine what life you're going to live. Now we all have reasons of doing what we have to do. Alright? Second thing, past. So till now what we discussed, you have to be intentional. Second thing, you have to set your priorities. Third thing, this is the most important. The most important. Majority of the world, when I talk to people, they are stuck in the past. I don't know what I mean by that. Let me tell you. Most of us yearn for the past and get stuck in it. Okay? Most of us yearn for the past and get stuck in it. Actually, we should learn from the past and get over it. I repeat again. Most of us yearn from the past and get stuck in it. Actually, we should learn from the past and get over it. Now let me tell you what I mean by past. Past can be benediction, past can be a curse. Assuming in your past you have faced failures, in your past you have faced success. In past you have faced success, chances are high you may get into arrival syndrome. I know a lot of my classmates who had tremendous potential, but they could not grow to their fullest potential. You know why? They got happy with smaller success. They got happy in the corporate world. They got happy with their hike. They got happy with the small promotions. Actually, they deserve much more than that. But they didn't knew it. They stayed in the past. They were happy the old happy days. I had a great college life. They always talk about, you know what, the 10 years back was so beautiful. Our college days are so beautiful. Our school days are so beautiful. They never have something to talk about future or present. They always talk about past. In the similar line, there are certain cribbers. They always keep talking about, what in past I faced this problem, I faced that problem, you do not know my parents, I faced this, my childhood was this, they are always in the past. Either way, it doesn't help. So what is the most important thing? I'll give a very good analogy. Take an analogy of a car. If you drive a car, there's a windshield and there's a rear view mirror. Now, if you want to drive safely, once in a while you can see the rear view mirror to observe what is happening in your past. But your 95% focus should be on the windscreen and see the future. That's most important. So another thing we got to now, to get focus, you need to focus, get rid of the past. Fourth thing. So if you get rid of the past, where do you stay then? Obviously not in future. Present. Why I say present? I'll give a simple thumb rule that what you do is like this. Decide your vision by visualizing your future. Okay? I repeat again. Think about your future and get a vision and then make a roadmap of your present and focus on the present. Alright, this is very, very important. Second thing, so it's ironic is this, if you focus in the present, you'll have a better tomorrow anyways. The last thing, pay now and play later. Now this is a cliche to be honest, but very few people can actually apply it. I'll give you my own example. So I talked about 2008. So in 2008, what I was doing, that point in time, I had to let go good things for great things. So I was having part-time to do 3 things to do. And I one day sat down, Gitika and me decided, Vijay, what do you want to do? Gitika, what do you want? We both sat and we wrote down our priorities. As I told you, after writing down our priorities, we found that present things which I am doing are giving me short-term benefits, short-term success, but my long-term future is stuck. And we don't have infinite time. Let me tell you folks, by 25 you start your career. 45, 50 is, I can say, if you cannot do much by 45, 50, I'm not talking exceptional cases. I know enough cases where people have become successful after starting at 65. But I'm talking about you. I'm talking about me. Question is, if we do not do much in 25 years, chances are very high that we will not do much in the next 15 years also. Chances are very, very high. And when we decided that, I decided one thing, let me let go good things for great things. That's what is very, very important. The last thing, stay focused on results. Now why I say this, stay focused on results? Because when you start certain things, 3 to 4 things will happen. Note it down, read this one. Anytime you concentrate on the difficulty of the work at hand, anytime you concentrate on the difficulty of the work at hand instead of the results, you will get discouraged. Very, very important. Second thing, dwell on the difficulties for long and you will create self-pity for yourself and your attention will scatter. Last point. Another thing that can distract you, because focus is so difficult, another thing can distract you is people. But before I go to the people, let me summarize again what we have discussed till now. So let me start from here. So what he said was how to build focus. Focus point is very, very important. So focus comes, you have to be intense. Second thing what he said, priorities, either you own it or you drift it. You have to set the priorities of your life. If you don't set your priorities, your life will just be drifting like a kite without a thread on it. It will just drift with the air. Third thing, you have to let go of excuses. Trust me, there will always be some reason of not doing now. But if you are an excuse, you cannot say, either you can take it like this. Either you choose excuse or you choose success. Either way you will be right. Third thing, don't waste your time in past. One line you can take it down. I'm a big follower of John Maxwell and he says this line 1,000 times. Yesterday ended last night. I repeat again. Yesterday ended last night. If it was a good day, great. Celebrate, party for one day, then get back to work next day. If it was a miserable day, you had a bad day, cry for one night. Next day morning, again get back to work. That's the only way successful people work. That is yesterday ended last night. Then, focus on present. If you focus on present, so to come to present, think about future, what life you want. Once you get that, plan out a to-do list, start your work, and then stay only on present. Because if you make your present good, future is automatically taken care of. Then, pay now or play later. You have to let go good things for great things. And then stay focused on the results. Now when I say stay focused on the results, anytime you're doing something, results will not come automatically. And when results are not coming, chances of you getting distracted is higher. And what sort of distraction you can get? You can get distractions of people also. And now, here it is very interesting. People can distract you, and actually there are 5 categories of people in your life you'll meet. First 2 categories are the best in your life. First category is refresher. What they do? They inspire you, they build dream for you, they show you a role model life. And for me, that was Uncle Gupta. He was a refresher in my life. He came in my life, he was living a life which I wanted. He had a terrific crowd following, he was roaming around the world, he was an inspiration for the world, and he was creating legacy for his 3 generations. So he was a refresher for my life. Then you'll find some refiners. Refiners are the people who come in your life to work with you. They're like coaches with you. They come and they fine-tune your skill set. And that role in my life was played by Kashyap. He came and he started fine-tuning my skill sets. He started working with me. He said, you should do this, you should do that, you should eliminate this part. So then you'll get refiners. So what they will do, they'll take your idea, they'll make it more better. Third thing, reflectors. Reflectors are good enough. They are like those buddies who are like good friend of yours. They don't have much aspiration, but they don't discourage you also. They'll say, man, good, you should try. I had some of my buddies like that who never discouraged me. They always say, we just should try, man. But they were never interested to do anything. They were happy. So they were reflectors. They were reflecting my energy. They never reduced my energy. They never did anything. Whatever I was doing, they were cheering me up. They were my cheerleaders. The last 2, I would say, the last 2, if you meet them, if you meet the last 2, I would encourage, avoid them. Straight away avoid them. Just last two. One of them is the most dangerous guy, reducer. What he does is, reducer is a person who is a lazy guy. The moment you talk to him, what is it? Oh man, it's very difficult. Oh, I have to invest a lot of time. Not this. These are reducer. They always, if you stay with them for more than 1 hour, you will start feeling lazy. You will start feeling tired. You will start feeling lethargy with them. Avoid them. You know what I want? I want somebody who's saying, Vijay, you should perform more. You deserve a better life. You need to bring best out of you. I want this sort of people to hang around, not with this sort of, oh, you're already working so hard. Why didn't you take more rest? Why didn't you do this? I don't want these people in my life at all. I want people who will bring out the best in you. And same thing you need in your life if you want to grow. The last, they are snakes. They are cobras of your life. And they are, trust me, every entrepreneur have come across these cobras. And these cobras are, you have to be immune to them. I would say not immune, not possible, because this poison really hurts you. These are the people who come and they say this is a bullshit idea. It will never work. You cannot succeed no matter what happens. Forget it. Come on. Focus on your childhood. You know how pathetic you were? They are the people who will come and they are there in everybody's life. But goodness, I'll tell you, God has not created hundreds like that. God has created 5 to 6 people at max in your life like them. The moment you see them, and I'll tell you bad news, they will not come from unknown sources. Chances are high. They are very close buddies. Some of them can be your, I don't want to say it, but they can be your parent itself. Many times, they can be your best friend. Many times, it can be your siblings. That is why they're cobras. Because you cannot avoid them. If there's an unknown person, I don't care. I don't care who thinks about me, but how do I eliminate these people? And they are actually the biggest challenge of any entrepreneur. Very, very important. Once you do this, so till now what we have covered? Though we have covered about focus. If I summarize this whole discussion, in focus what I said, it is not automatic. Everybody is facing a challenge. You have to set your priorities and do things. That's what focus. Once you get focus, now what? Focus alone cannot bring success. You need to now prepare. Preparation is another thing which you need. So preparation, the alignment of talent. So first question is, what happens when you don't prepare? A very simple answer. When you don't prepare, things that happen is what you didn't want it to happen. So it means things we hoped won't happen and things we did not hope do happen, and at a rapid pace. That's what I can tell you. And the reason is simple, because when you're unprepared, you are not positioned for success. The last thing, people who prepare well live by this motto: all is well that begins well. So preparation. Alright, so let me give a very good example of preparation of Sachin Tendulkar. This you will love, because I am sure India is a country of cricket, though I don't watch much, but I definitely have a lot of regards for Sachin Tendulkar. So it's the story of 1992, when Saurav Ganguly used to be the captain, and Australia, there was an Australian tour, and Sachin Tendulkar was a new upcoming batsman. He was a strong batsman. He was a very talented batsman at that time. And Sachin Tendulkar and Saurav Ganguly. So it's an interview of Saurav Ganguly. He's talking about his, that day in the hotel. So they were sitting in the hotel, they were discussing, and Sachin Tendulkar is discussing. At that point in time, in Australia, there was a bowler, McDermott, and he was a very terrific bowler. He was coming and taking wickets just like that. And if 2 to 3 wickets goes in the initial overs, it means you are smashed. In a test match also, you can get all out at 100 runs. That's possible. That's what bowler McDermott was. And Sachin Tendulkar was preparing well. He was seeing all his balls, he was seeing his videos. He was observing how he's going to hit his offside ball, how he's going to hit his leg side ball, how he's going to do this. He was preparing. And it was almost midnight. And Saurav Ganguly felt sleepy. He said, "Man, I'm sleeping." And he went to sleep. But Sachin Tendulkar could not sleep. He was whole night he was preparing. He was preparing all the bowlers of Australia. That what sort of ball they bowl and he was seeing all the videos. And then came morning 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock. So Saurav Ganguly woke up and he said, "Man, I'm sleep deprived." No, Saurav Ganguly is scared. "Man, you're sleep deprived. You are one of the most strongest batsmen for us. If you cannot play, what will happen to us today's match?" He said, "Don't worry about it. I just need 30 minutes sleep. That's all I need." Saurav Ganguly couldn't believe it. But he said, "Do one thing." He got prepared. He doing proper attire. He said, "Before my batting, just wake me up." And he was supposed to come at 6th down after Mohammad Azharuddin. And when Azhar was out, he just woke him up. He meant Azhar is out, now you have to go. And you know what he said? "I'm refreshed." He just slept for half an hour on the dining table. That's all he did. And from there he went, and can you believe it? He batted for more than 6 hours and he scored 148 not out. Saurav Ganguly could not believe how it is possible. That is preparation for you folks. That's how preparation means. You have to prepare. Yes, Tendulkar is talented, but talent alone is good for nothing. You have to prepare. You have to have focus. Otherwise, you cannot. That's the most important thing. So, why are we able to prepare? If preparation is so important, why are we failing at the first place? Why are we not preparing? Simple reason. We don't see a value in it, to be very honest. Why we don't see a value in it? We believe we are talented. Why are we doing preparation? We can go just like that. So what happens, the more we sweat, it's a cliche by the way, the more we sweat in the war, in the peace, the less we bleed in the war. Isn't it? I'm sure all of you have heard this line. This line looks good, but can you really understand the importance of it? Can you understand the depth of it? Very, very important. Then we fail to appreciate the value of discipline. Now, discipline is a word which is untouchable word. Trust me. All talented people hate this word discipline. They don't like it. In fact, I myself don't like the word discipline. I'm anti-discipline, to be honest. But then I understood one day, if I have to become successful, I have to kiss this word discipline, I have to hug her, I have to be with her, I have to make sure that I'm staying around with discipline more than my wife. Then only I can succeed. So I didn't like it, but I have to do it. So this is very, very important. Third thing, certain preparation principles I can give you. Certain principles. Preparation allows you to tap into your talent. Very, very important. If you're prepared, you can tap into your talent. Every minute spent in preparation saves you 10 minutes in execution. I'll give a very simple example. So, I believe in traveling a lot. Almost every month I travel 1 or 2 places. And like tomorrow morning I'll be traveling to some other place. So what I do is I prepare my schedule such a way that I know exactly I have to go there. So how much time I'll spend in this flight. So flight time is my vacation time. So what I do is I work hard before that. So I know I have to anyway, either I can use my flight time for reading or I can be sleeping. So I am a late night person. So I complete all my work and I know now in flight time I have 4 hours to sleep. I have prepared well, then I can get into my work. I can again come. Properly I plan my day. I plan my day exactly. I plan my week properly. I plan my month properly. I plan my year properly. Because otherwise you cannot succeed. Very, very important. Second thing, questions. I can give you certain questions, 5 to 6 questions that can help you prepare well. First question, what work needs to be done? What you are trying to accomplish. Second question, how it has to be done. It has to be right. First, what you need to do. Second, how are you going to accomplish it? Third thing, when is the deadline? Because if you don't put a deadline, life will not work. Then, where exactly you need to do it? Where is the working place? How are you going to operate it? Where exactly are you going to work it? Third thing, how fast can it be done? Because I can do the same thing in 10 years, I can do the same thing in 1 year. I have to find out how fast can it be done. And then last, what do I need to get it done? Do I need some resources? So I repeat the question again. What work needs to be done? Second, how it is to be done? When it is to be done? Where it is to be done? How fast can it be done? And what resources will I need? Then, preparation. Interesting thing. Preparation is a process. Okay? Preparation is a process, not an event. And whenever I say this, you will not like it. You know why? We want things just like that. We want results now. And let me tell you, where people are involved, you need process. Wherever you need to take more time, you need process. Very, very important. So preparation is a process, not an event. Second, preparation comes first, opportunity comes later. This is one thing which you will not learn. Focus on the last line. Many people believe that the greatest barrier to opportunity is having one. I repeat again. Many people believe that their greatest barrier to the opportunity is having one. But in reality, it's exactly opposite. The greatest barrier is actually they are not prepared when the opportunity comes. And I've given 2 to 3 quotations for it. One of the quotations by Abraham Lincoln. He said, I will prepare and someday my chance will come. I will prepare and someday my chance will come. Oprah Winfrey. She said, luck is a matter of preparation meeting opportunity. I repeat again, Oprah Winfrey said, luck is a matter of preparation meeting the opportunity. Isn't it? And I'll end you with this line. You can claim to be surprised once. You can claim to be surprised once. After that, you're unprepared, isn't it? Then, tomorrow is a resultant of today. So preparation doesn't begin with what you do. Now, this is a very interesting line. Preparation is directly proportional to your belief system. So let me come to the topic which I was talking. So when I started my entrepreneurial career, if my belief would be zero that I cannot become an entrepreneur, do you think I would have prepared? And I'll talk about what preparation I did. So first, belief has to be there. If your belief is there, then you'll do something. Otherwise, what will happen? Note down a very good rhyming word. Either you prepare or you repair. I repeat again, either you prepare or you repair. If you do proper preparation, you don't have to repair. So I found most of the people, when they're not prepared, they keep investing their time in repairing things. Second thing, Our future will be decided by our ability. Our future will be decided by our ability to anticipate the problem rather than to meet them when it comes. Why? Because when the problem comes, chances are he will not be capable to solve them. And it's again, Lincoln said, this is another quotation of Lincoln. If I have 10 hours or 8 hours of work, 6 hours I will invest in planning. That's what Lincoln says. But preparation should lead to action. This is something which paralyzes a lot of people. I know a lot of people in the extreme side also. So I see both the extreme. One group of people, they don't prepare at all. One group of people, they prepare for 5 years, do nothing. By the time they start doing it, their opportunity is gone. Now that is what I mean by the preparation has to lead to action. What is the value of preparation if it is not leading to an action? The right word is, no plan is worth the paper it is printed on unless it starts going. Then I'll remove you the myth of preparation. Number one myth. Preparation does not mean mastery of the facts. I repeat again. Preparation does not mean you have to prepare with all the facts. It's never possible. Trust me, it's never possible. Second thing, it does not mean knowing all the answers. Why? Because when you start, let's take an example, I'm right now in HSR layout. From HSR layout, if I have to go to, let's say, to KR Puram, or I cannot see the whole road. The maximum I can see is 100 meters or 300 meters, the next signal. So it means if I'm waiting for all the answers, I will keep on preparing life from nothing will happen. Now, preparation is not laziness, okay? I repeat again. So it does not necessarily mean achieving consensus also. Many times it will happen. You start something, you will not get everybody in alignment, but you still have to get started. British Prime Minister said once, concession is the negation of leadership. Concession is the negation of leadership. And the last thing, it means putting yourself, actually means preparation means putting yourself in a better position to succeed. That's what I mean. So now how do you prepare? Very, very important. One is assessment, second is alignment, and third is attitude. 3 A's of preparation. Assessment, alignment, and attitude. Let me take you through practically what I did. So, in 2008, when I started my entrepreneurship venture, let me do my first assessment part. When I assessed, what I found was, what is my present situation, how much of time I have, how much of capital I have, what infrastructure I have. When I did all the assessment, so these are the things you can also use for yourself. Where do I need to go? How far is my goal? What is the conditions? What will it take to get there? Alright, first you have to do assessment. After assessment, you have to align. Now why I say align? What is the point in climbing a ladder which is leaning on a wrong wall? I repeat again. What is the point in climbing a ladder which is leaning on a wrong wall? Many a times, after climbing the ladder, we realize, man, shit, we invested 10 years to reach there. Was it even worth achieving there? That's what happens. And that same thing I did. So alignment is very, very important. And alignment is directly proportional to priority, which is set in the focus part. Isn't it true? So, then last is attitude. So you prepare, you assess, you align. But if your attitude is wrong, and this is a cliche again, all of us know it. So whatever I'm teaching is not something you are not aware. Question is, can you apply it? It's most important. So attitude is also very, very important. Final nuggets on preparation. Final nuggets of preparation. Preparation will always take you more time. It is longer and it is slower. It may require some formal education. So when I started my entrepreneurship journey, you know what was the biggest challenge? I was a computer nerd. The only thing I knew was technology. I knew I have to learn certain skill sets. First skill set I have to learn is speaking public speaking. I'm still improving it. Still I can give only 6 out of 10 marks to myself. But at least I've started somewhere. Second thing, working with people who are opposing my ideas. This is one most critical thing for techie people. Techie people cannot handle opposition. They believe in my idea, it will work, they'll alienate everybody to prove that they're right. And if you want to become an entrepreneur, that habit of yours cannot take you far. Because you have to be a collaborator. And the collaborator person do not behave like that. Very, very important. So I assess myself, so I need public speaking, I need conflict management, I need interpersonal skill, I need to develop leadership skills also. A lot of other entrepreneurial skills I have to learn. And I realize these skills I need to learn for sure. Second thing, so it will take time. It will take certain formal education. I went through a lot of things to go through. I didn't know for degrees. I started working with practical entrepreneurs who taught me on the street how to use them. Second thing, most important, you'll be out of your comfort zone, because at that point in time, my comfort zone was technology, my comfort zone was circuit. Now all of a sudden you're getting into entrepreneurship. It will break your comfort zone, and that is very painful, to be honest. That's why I was doing part-time tuitions. Why? It was in my comfort zone. Breaking comfort zone is not easy. Trust me, it's not easy. And whatever it takes, remember that you must be ready to invest your time. And finally, you'll never get a second chance to get for your lifetime opportunity. So I repeat again, final nuggets of preparation. Preparation means it will take more time, it may require education, it may require you to come out of comfort zone also. Then practice. So till now we have completed focus, we have completed preparation. Focus and preparation, what has it given? It has given a right mindset to start with. But anything you learn, even a small child, if he has to learn walking, you know how many times he falls? That's where practice begins. But say practice is like sharpener of your talent. You have to sharpen your talent. So I've put down two quotes for it. Number one, if you want to sum up what lifts most successful people, it's only four little words. A little more, a little bit more. Successful people live by this motto, a little bit more. Another thing, successful people pay their dues. They are willing to pay more than what they're supposed to pay, a little bit more. Perspective of practice. The last thing is practice. This is a very interesting story. Let me go and take you through step by step. I have put on certain dates on it. In 1824, Charles was working as a labor gluing the bottles. You see some bottles, right? There has to be some tape around, so he was gluing those tapes. Some labels he was gluing in 1824. In 1827, Charles was 15 years of age. By age, he was 15 years. He was not in the school because his father was having a lot of debt and he could not pay the debt, so his father was in jail, so they had no money, so his school has to be stopped. He could not read anymore. So it was the age of 15, then he was just gluing and he was working. That time he thought, I can do something better than just gluing the bottles. And he thought, I will become a clerk and he becomes a clerk in a law firm and he started working there. Worked for 1.5 years. He got again frustrated. He felt a void. He said, no, this is also enough. Then he took 1 year break because he saved some money while working as a clerk. He took a break and for 1 year he did a lot of books, he did a lot of questionnaire sessions with himself, and then he came to the idea, I want to do journalism. The moment he said journalism, as I said, right, there will be rejectors and there will be reducers. A lot of people said, come on, you are not even educated, you become journalist? Are you crazy or what? Nobody appreciated the idea, but he was adamant that I'll become journalist one day. And he started the work. His uncle was a journalist, he started working with him. So at the age of 18, he became a freelance stenographer. He learned shorthand from his uncle and then he started doing it. As usual, by the age of 21, he became one of the most trustworthy and accurate reporter in London press. Then again he felt a void. So at the age of 21, he became a good reporter and he felt a void again. This time he started feeling I have to become something beyond journalism. I have to become an author. I want to write books. Then what he did? So he made the first sketch and he was writing a different sort of books. Just like you see this in India, right? The R.K. Lakshmi cartoon. That sort of thing he was interested to make. So he started making sketches. Now remember, we are talking about 1833, not now. It is almost like 100 years back we are talking about. That point in time, the sketches was not ordinary. Nobody was making sketches. So he started making sketches and he started writing sketches. He made his one sketch. His sketch name was A Diner at Popular Walk. And he didn't have the courage to publish it. So he went to one of the most popular print media at that time, the Fleet Street, and he put that sketch in the mailbox and he came out. To his surprise, in 1833, December, he found his sketch in the newspaper. He was excited, he was thrilled. Obviously his name was not there and he has no idea. He kept practicing his art. He practiced for 3 years. And while practicing, in 3 years he created close to 60 different sketches. And then one day he met with one of the publishers who wanted to take all his sketches and put it in publication. With the name, his name was Boses. So he named the Bose and he made the sketches. And for next 3 years, he kept practicing, made no money. 5 years later, you know who he became? The most successful person, the most successful author in the world, Charles Dickens. Why he started the story? Observe 3 to 4 things. Because now the last thing which I am talking today is practice. Practice will come and do if you have only this following. First thing, the power of practice. If you keep practicing something for 10 years, I can assure you, there is a rule of 10,000 hour rule. If you practice something for 10,000 hours, you will be pro in that area, you will be number 1 in that area. If you don't believe it, there is a study we conducted. I would recommend a book by Malcolm Gladwell, Outliers. In that, he specifically mentions 10,000 hour rule, and he had done the analysis of more than 10 successful people, where he says anybody who became successful, they practiced for 10,000 hours. Then 3 Ds of practice. Practice enables development. Practice leads to discovery. Practice demands discipline. If I go to the same Charles Dickens story, I'll correct again and again the same story. So first, practice enables development, isn't it? So how do you develop? He started writing. See how his studies happened. Starting from gluing sticker to the clerk in the law firm. From there, he became somebody who started writing journalism. From journalism to author. Did he know he would become one day like that? No. So what happened? Slowly, he started developing himself. He started refining his skills. Second, practice led to discovery. So he kept practicing, he started realizing more and more better. It means, I'll tell you what it means. If you start from something now, 1 year later you say, oh, I'm good in it now. So you see something next level of achievement. You see next level of achievement. You see next level of achievement. Same thing happened. So it started from gluing to stenography to journalism to author. He discovered. Practice led to discovery. Secondly, revelations of practice. When you do practice, you will reveal certain things for yourself. You must be willing to start small. Biggest challenge. Most of us want to start big. I talk to people about entrepreneurs. You know what they say? I have to quit my job, I'll start my venture. I always say, why are you taking such a big risk? Who will take care of family? Start small. They don't appreciate it. Most of people always want to start big. And there's no big thing. I can tell you every big company started in garage. They all started small. Second thing, with small difference, consistently practiced will produce results. With small differences, consistently practiced will produce results. The bronze medal and the gold medal, the difference is 1/100th of a second only. Isn't it true? Second thing, there's a price to pay to reach to the next level. So this is about practice. And the most important is that practice demands discipline. And discipline is something which is very, very difficult. I'll just give one quote by Aristotle. The quote is very simple. Excellence is an art won by training and habituation. Excellence is an art won by training and habituation. We do not act rightly because we have virtual excellence. We do not act rightly because of virtual excellence, but we act rightly because we have virtual excellence. Then excellence then is not an act but a habit. Excellence is a habit. Lance Armstrong said about the same thing. He said success comes from training harder and digging deeper. Success comes from training harder and digging deeper than others. Most important, the 5 fundamentals of practice. If you talk about practice, I'll talk about there are 5 fundamentals of practice. Number 1, if you want to practice, you need a coach. Now this is something which is very close to my heart. Let me tell you what I mean to say. A lot of people believe practice makes a man perfect. Have you heard about this? Yes, I'm sure you've heard. Let me tell you, it is the biggest myth. Practice doesn't make you perfect. Why? The wrong practice makes you perfect in wrong things. Only practice cannot help you. You need a teacher. So it goes like this. You go, you play, then come, take feedback, again learn, apply. So play, take feedback, do corrections, again play. Again take feedback, do corrections, again play. Only failing, only practicing cannot help you. Very, very important. So you need an excellent teacher or a coach. Your best effort. What is the best effort? If you are not willing to put your best foot forward and you are not willing to put 100% effort, you cannot practice. It means you have to burn all your bridges, mental bridges, and practice. Third thing, you need a clear purpose. Otherwise you cannot practice. If you don't have clarity of subject, what will happen? The moment you face difficulties, you say, no, I cannot work on it. Very, very important. Fourth thing, this is very important. I'll observe it. I wrote a very interesting point, just one line. When you practice, what is the purpose? Most of us will chase success and they will get disheartened. Why? Because success is not going to come immediately. Whereas excellence is something which you should focus on. And I have done a very good comparison. Success versus excellence. Observe these 4 points. Now, success bases our worth on comparison with others. Okay? Success is reference with others only, right? But excellence comes from a reference of our inner potential. It means what I was last year, compared to that, am I better today? Yes. Then I'll always keep on growing. Second thing, success grants its rewards to the few. Success grants its rewards to the few, but everybody wants it. Whereas excellence is available to all living beings, but very few people appreciate it. Isn't it true? Third thing, success, focus on external thing. Excellence, focus on internal self. Very, very important. And the last important point, success will one day plateau, whereas excellence will be lifelong. That's very, very important. And then obviously your potential. And I'll end you with my own story here. When I say potential, without potential, can you practice? So as far as when I meet people, I always ask two questions. Can they do it? And will they do it? Can they do it is a potential question. Will they do it is an attitude question. And until both are there, I cannot. Now let's say I want somebody to play basketball. So I have to see whether he has a height or not, whether he's having fitness or not. So one is can and second is will. Very, very important. And until it happens, it will not work together. So I'll give a very good analogy of potential. I'm sure all of you have a savings account. You definitely have a savings account. Okay? So how does saving account works? You put some money, stay there for 2 years or 3 years, what will happen? You'll start getting interest and it will grow. Many people assume same thing of potential. What they believe, I have potential, let it be there, automatically one day I'll become successful. But let me tell you, things if you don't use, it doesn't work. It is not a saving account, it's like muscles. If you don't use it, your muscles are gone. If you do not use your potential is dwindled. And the most important thing, right resources. Only practice, so it means you need a mentor, you need right attitude, you need almost everything which is required. On top of it, you also need a coach or mentor, you also need your best effort, you need a purpose, and most importantly, you need resources also. And I'll end you with these 4 extras to excellence. If you want to become excellence, so just narrate your own story. So I have told a little about preparation. In preparation, I wanted the skill sets of communication skill, interpersonal skill, leadership skill, and all those skills. Also, when I started preparing properly and practicing on a daily basis, let me tell you one bad news about practice. All of us want results now. But let me tell you, when I was forming my organization, because any entrepreneur has to one day form an organization. You won't believe, when I was trying to form an organization, I could not find one co-founder for first 1 year. For my entire first 1 year, I could not find even one genuine co-founder who could have worked with me and collaborated with me. I could not find. Because that 1 year was going just to learn basic skill sets, developing myself, and I could not find even one good, loyal co-founder for myself. Second thing, when I was forming a team, initial days, I remember that a team formed, because of ego classes, I could not sustain a team. Because when you're a techie guy, you are supposed to be right. And then one day you realize, man, it doesn't matter whether I'm right or not, things has to work. Everything which you learn and practice, you will need these 4 extras. What are those 4 extra? First, effort, then time, then help, and then change. Let me tell you, a little extra effort. Little extra effort. It means whatever you're doing, apart from that, that's what Uncle always tells me. Which you know what? Whatever you're doing, just a little bit more. Read this second sentence. You will beat 50% of the world. You will feed the 50% of the world by just working hard. Because 50% people are not even working at all. So you will beat them up easily. Next 40% you can beat easily by being a person of character, honesty, integrity, and standing out for something. The rest 10% is a dog fight in the free enterprise world. And the dog fight is where you need to do that little extra. I'll give you an analogy for that. When I was preparing for IIT, getting a rank for the first 1000 rank, it was easy to get. Why? Because most of them are not preparing. But after 1000, every 1 mark added up. And there, 1000 to 500 was little difficult. 500 rank to 100 rank was more difficult. And 100 to the 10 rank was a dog fight. Because the difference was only 1 or 2 marks, not much. That was the difference. And same thing happened in IIT campus. When I was in IIT campus, boss, the whole world is now, the best talented people are there, all are hardworking. That was a dog fight. So it's very, very important. So no one ever attains eminent success by simply doing what it requires of him. It's like you cannot become successful by just being 9 to 5 employee. Impossible. You have to commit your life to it, you have to become the best in it, then only you can become number 1 in that. So it means you need to put an extra little time also. So extra effort, extra time. Successful people practice harder, practice longer than unsuccessful people do. Isn't it true? They practice more. The most important thing, Peter Poe said, that they have given up the temptation to quit. They don't quit. They keep fighting until they succeed. They have a motto, if I don't succeed, I don't quit. That's it. Then you need extra little help. Now this is something I'll tell you, you need humbleness, you need attitude of gratitude. Anybody who is successful in life will tell you he is not successful alone. And this is something which took me some time to understand one day. It is known as attitude of gratitude. Everybody can claim, oh, my childhood was not good, that is not good, but let me tell you, God has gifted you enough good things. So if I'm today successful, I tell you, God has gifted me good people, God has gifted you good people, you as well. The only thing is, can you change your glasses and see them? I was gifted with some good mentors. I remember my first good gift was a good mathematics teacher who brought passion in me in mathematics, who made me engineer. Though I met him quite late. I met him in 1994. Then I got into IIT campus because of my mom's dedication. She was after me that I have to somehow get into it because of my mom's dedication. In IIT campus, I prepared well. I got my first job because of one of the alumni of my IIT Madras. Otherwise, I could not have got my first job in a rice company. Then I got into entrepreneurship because Ankur Gupta opened the door for me. If she would not have opened the door for me, I would have still working as an employee. That means everybody is getting opportunity. Question is, are we prepared to get those opportunities? And I'll end you with this very good quote. If you find a turtle on a fence post, remember he has achieved there, he has reached there by a lot of people's help. And then obviously you need a little extra change. Change something don't like. So, call of action. So I'll call you out for an action. Important thing is this. I gave you certain assignment today. Sit peacefully. Tomorrow is Saturday anyways. Most of you will have a holiday. Sit and visualize and envision your life, what life you want to live. Okay? Once you get to it, do you right now have a mentor? And the mentor's definition I always give in all my webinars, I give this definition again and again. Mentor is somebody who is accessible. If he is not accessible, how can he mentor you? He should be accessible and he should have fruits on the trees. Visualize your life, and if you get this, if you do not get, we have mentors for you. And when I say mentors, these are all people who have achieved success, who have done success along with their job. They have built huge businesses, they have huge empires, and they are the mentors for you. We have a lot of mentors for you. Just the way Ankur Gupta opened the door for me, I am today opening the door for you. If you also want to become successful, you want to do something, we are there. And I'll give you the last thoughts of changes. I'll give you 4 thoughts of changes. We can change our circumstances to improve our life. We can change our circumstances to improve our life. We can change ourselves to improve our circumstances. Very, very important. We can't see change as something hurtful. Rather, we have to see change as something helpful. Third line. We can't avoid paying immediate price of change. If we do this, we have to pay the ultimate price as a failure. And the last thing, most important thing, we can't wait for our dreams to happen before we change. We can't wait for our dreams to happen before we change. Rather, we need to start changing for our dreams to make happen. It was great talking to you. I'm sure I added some value to you. And stay tuned for our next webinar. It will happen next Friday. And meanwhile, what I can suggest is do a few things. First, subscribe to our channel. If you really want to get notifications, you'll get it. I have a passion in teaching and trading. And if you need any help, if you have aspiration, my only question to you is this: if you have an aspiration presently and you do not have a vehicle, I have opened the door for you. You are no more alone. We are willing to extend our hands to you, and we can mentor you, we can coach you, we can bring out the best to you. It doesn't matter who you are, we are there. We have a global business. I run my business globally and we have presence everywhere. Only question is, are you ready? If you are ready, we have an opportunity for you. It was great talking to you. See you in my next webinar. Congratulations for making it happen. Thank you so much.